Well, it's coming up on Christmas 2023, and Peggy's outdone herself this time, as she always does.
Oh, I don't know. We'll let our viewers decide that. I'm glad you like it though.
No, it looks great.
This year, I asked Norm, what do you think if we do the tree ornaments in red and green both? Because last year, if you recall, we had all our little vintage figural and bulbs ornaments that we've collected many years ago. We had all those on, and we've tried to alternate that. We started putting just all red ornaments on.
And all those little skaters and everything you had, they
Yeah.
were fun to look at when they spin around.
Yeah, I love that, but you'll have to go look at our older videos to find that. So he said, yeah, that sounds like it would be nice to add green bulbs. So we did purchase some new ones. I'll try to point some of them out. There's beautiful ornaments out there. Glass ones and plastic ones that are very fun too.
And then the year before last year, we did all red. That looked nice.
I didn't want to go back to the old ornaments again. I really like this look myself. I think the old ones are very fun, but I'm really happy. Norm was very nice to look for some really pretty green ones. And we found some, so we're very happy. And we thrifted some too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go look around at other things, starting over here. This you saw, I just thrifted for $6. The beautiful throw. So soft. I like to keep that chair covered. I just found that in Forest Lake Family Pathways. It was in our video there. And the pillow thrifted at Bibles for Missions quite a few years back. I'm trying to go a little bit faster because there's so much to show, of course. I just wanted you to know that I did decide to put my brother's geese back up on the wall here. I don't know if I did show you that already in a Halloween video. I might have. It's a fairly recent decision. What did I have up there? I had the Elgin clock with black rays, the wooden rays. I put that back up for a while there, but I missed the geese too much, so that was nice of Norm to help me get them back up again. I'm very happy to have them. So over here, I decided to take away some of the biggest grape clusters we had that had orange in them. So there was two very big ones in the front there. And I did leave our newest grape cluster. I don't know if I even told you about it. So I do have a cluster of red ones down there and some raspberries, and I did take away another small raspberry cluster because I just didn't have room. But that was our newest find in southern Minnesota. A very good deal. I think it was in the teens what we paid for that, so that was a wonderful deal. And this is a newly thrifted, huge candle ring that I did cut in half. It has fruit on it. You're seeing the reflection of the candle here in the glass there, but it was wonderful to be able to put two halves in here and take away the orange grapes. And over here we do have a red grape cluster. I have always loved putting some pretty trees back here, and the carolers all thrifted. The newest one is one of these young kids here, the one with the tree. It's the second one I've found now. And the other one is painted slightly different. And it's downstairs in the stairwell in a little shadow box down there. And I don't know if I had showed you her last year or if she's new. She has real fur for hair. She's just adorable. And like I say, I might have had her last year. But she goes well with this group. All of them are thrifted. These little kids are Homeco. They're so cute. So they fit in pretty well. I try to keep their heads approximately a similar size, so I'm not getting characters that are out of proportion. So I'm always hoping to find some very fun trees, and this was the newest one from that same new shop that we just found called Cool Stuff. I hope that's the name of it. I wasn't used to saying that name. They're brand new to us, but I think I paid $4 for this tree. I can't remember. I apologize again, but it was really a good deal. Yeah, so I was very happy to find that. It's very pretty. Now, this shelf is a new purchase. I have not shown it to you yet. I have a small one with 2 shelves. It would only be that big out in the dining room wall. And so when I found this one, and I can't remember where it was, it's funny how I can see us reaching it down, but yet Norm probably doesn't remember either. It was this summer. So it's been sitting around downstairs. I've looked at walls everywhere trying to figure out, where am I going to put that? I don't see these very often, so I decided to get it, and I think I'll have it here for a while, but you know how I'm notorious for changing the items on this wall here. So these little sweet little Kimple deer, really tiny, found them a couple Christmases back, and I just found these 2 at North Branch Family Pathways, North Branch, Minnesota. You saw me taking them out of a cart full of vintage items in a recent thrifting video there. I was thrilled. It was really fun. Santa was $4. I don't remember what she was, but she's a Homeco piece. And I was really surprised. Look at I don't know if you can see the gold on her purse. Yeah, that's all gold trim. She's not broken anywhere. I don't remember what I paid for her, but it was worth it. She's very sweet, little vintage girl. Love that. She did not fit down here with Santa. She was too tall. So I hope you like that. And I started putting these little stars up here on the chain. I thought it would be funny. These are very old. I couldn't reach up here very high, so Norm was trying to stretch to go way up there for me. I don't have our red lucite light on, but he put some greenery up there for me. As always, we love to do that on all of our lights. You saw me thrift this tin. I thought that would be very fun to have. I just put one of my thrifted brass deer. I actually have 3 of these. Found all of them, maybe 4. Yeah, I found 2 pairs in 1 year, a couple years ago at the Goodwill. That was really surprising. And they were so cheap. People just weren't buying brass back then. I just put together a little bit of fun greenery there. And over here, Norm painted those for me for use for Valentine's Day. They were thrifted, the sconces. They were cream color, of course. new lucite candles that I found this past year, maybe early in the year, and that is one of those tiny little mice huggers that I just found at Lindstrom, Minnesota Family Pathways, $4.75 for a pair. I'm reaching way in here. It's quite a reach for me. I usually get too close to things with the camera, and then I always wonder, why did I do that? It's really fun seeing the tree reflected in our picture window. There are some vintage ornaments that he put in there, like the bells. We have plenty of beaded ornaments. There's another one up there. So we do have some glass ones, but I said, yeah, anything like that little plastic bell, that's vintage. That star is vintage. I don't know about that one, probably not, but this is one of my favorites. That is so sweet. So yeah, I said, just any red ornaments that we have, and this is vintage. One of our favorites. We have them in red and in green. And here's one of our pretty pine cones. There's another star. So metallic. Love that. But what we were finding thrifted was some of these really cool plastic ornaments. I'm glad they don't break. He loves the long ones. There's a fancy glass pine cone in there. But, we found some lime green ones like that. And these, I don't know that I could get that one, but I can get that one. This one down here. Filigree, glittered and filigree. They're new. Oh, there's an older one. Strawberry? Raspberry. But yeah, and there's an old Santa. Very long. And I believe this one's older too. The plastic. It's plastic, but it is older. There's a beautiful bell. Norm loves ones like these. There's a beautiful piece one. We had that last year. We found them at Menards. And we found some new ones at Menards like this. Very sweet, very retro looking to me. So, I don't want you to get bored here, but it's always fun to look at the ornaments up close. That is also from Menards, I believe. There's a glass one. Lime green. Yeah. Vintage looking, maybe not old, but very vintage looking. Oh, here's a fun beaded one. We didn't put the little skaters on because I wanted some bigger color ornaments to show from outside. Oh, there's a green bell. Yeah. This is pretty. Yeah, I love these. They're really fun. I think that's really cool that they're making them out of plastic so they won't break. This is lovely. That will be the last one probably that I'm showing you that is vintage. Very fun, spiky starburst. Just love that. So, Santa's sitting over here. I found him at possibly like the pink squirrel maybe. He was the real deal, as everything is there. And here's the other little mouse holding a tree. delicate painting on the face. They are so cute. I didn't think green or red candles would be as fun as just doing something simpler with the gold and silver flecked lucite ones. We have red and green lights on our fence that Norm did out there. And he did the post. He doesn't have his window lit up out there yet, but I think it's turning out really cute. Can't wait to show you that, but it's not quite ready yet. He's been a busy guy. Over here, I purchased this gorgeous Viking owl. It is not showing quite as red. It's picking up a little more of a yellow glow than actually is happening because I purchased on Amazon red flame battery votives, not yellow. It's too bad you can't see that because I was pretty excited to tell you about those votives. They are wonderful. They're good size too. They're not short like these. These are a new purchase too. I found so many of these little glass votives this year that I ordered 2 sets of 12. Can you believe? I still need more. But these are a whiter flame. They are not yellow. I did not want yellow. I have some of the typical yellow flame little votives, but I wanted these to be very white and not change the color of like a green pressed glass votive or a red pressed glass one. I didn't want it to change the color, so these are very fun. They're a little sunk in here and there to make them look like they've been burnt down, but they have a remote, so you can turn all of them on and then turn them off with a remote all at once, all 24 of them. It's just hilarious to see. So I've got a deer theme going in here. I have a brass deer down there that I found at least a year ago at the Pink Squirrel sale. It was really, really cheap. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe how cheap they sold that. I forget, but it wasn't even $10. It was like $6 or $8. Crazy. So here's another one of my thrifted votives just this past week. I've shown you this beautiful little California bird dove that I just adore. Nice little planter. I showed you these deer last year. I like them, but this is a new purchase. A pair of deer bookends, and I wasn't smart enough when I thrifted them. They were so cheap. I think, did we pay $14 for that pair? It was absolutely crazy. The other one, of course, is on the other side of the room. I wasn't thinking about how you would put those up against books. You see that it's only the neck that fits against books. The antlers are going to interfere. So if you thought you could put that way down at the base of the books, the whole neck where it's flat, the whole back of the neck and everything and shoulders, they would not be touching the books. So I felt like I goofed. But for $14, you can't complain. That was at a thrift store that we never go to either, and I can't even remember where it was, but it was someplace new for us. And I found a whole bunch of little votives there for 50 cents each. and some of them were even 25 cents. So I was thrilled, and a tin soldier, or a soldier tin. So that is new, getting those deer bookends, but that's the way I decided to display them, which is fine, to put something else up there. So what I did was divide up my angel collection. I normally, would have it all the way across the top shelf up there over the mantle. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them over here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 of them over there. We've just got our green and red Hager bookends up there. Some thrifted pots, vintage pots. I used one of the red flame votives in these old little votives I had seen at the Hutchinson Antique Mall, where somebody put some ornaments on top of the milk glass bud vases, which I have many of. So I said at that time in the video that I was going to try that. So I stole some bulbs off the tree. But I like that look. Norm liked that look to be different. I have shared these over the years that I thrifted from the Goodwill, the deer. I may have just purchased these beads this year. I love the metallic beads. They're not old, of course. And Norm, he had picked out these glass nutcracker ornaments, very long. So we have a red one there and a green one over there. These are also thrifted candles. Most of them are pretty old. They're so adorable. This one is newer, but it's still an older one, and I never seem to see it in the thrift stores. And he does have a crazy crooked hat. These are newer. I have 2 pairs of those with the funny bottom on them. I couldn't believe these were the last pair of brass deer candle holders that I found at the Salvation Army. Yeah, 2 pairs. I could not believe it. And they were so cheap. Like I said, people just weren't buying brass like 5 years ago. These bigger figural Santas or Father Christmases are Robert Allen candles, and I still have the boxes for them. And this was a newer purchase, the one big one, I think. Some more old ones. And of course it repeats from splitting up the pairs, so this side matches. Here's the green. Sweet. Very fun, detailed nutcracker. I hope I don't ever drop them trying to hang them up, because they will break. So down here, a couple more. Well, actually, the top 3 tins are thrifted this year. I know you can't see the pattern on the second one from the bottom. I may have even gotten the bottom one this year too. I have had some up in the upper part of our linen closet in the upper stairwell. I keep all the wrapping paper and bows and things like that in tins like this. But I love that candy one. And this was really a tiny one. We've had that Santa, tin Santa for, at least 2 years now. And I love that Santa down there. The one that's green, bright green, I just found. He has white hair. I just found him at the Goodwill, and I had the little red one to his right already, so I was happy that I found a little friend his height. And it was in green and not red. He's just the opposite. So that was fun, and the one to the left of the green one is new too. And he's kind of funny with a drum in front of him. That's very different. Didn't have that last year. Now that beautiful one with the white hair is from a good friend, Gareth, in London. He's been a faithful follower of us and such a good friend, and writing me occasionally and cheering us on. He sent us that along with many other wonderful gifts and tin toys and these tin candy guys that us, just were thrilled. He's been so kind to us. So I do love him. He's completely different and he's very fancy. These are now my big collection of beautiful soldier tins. I just think they're so ornate. Okay, have the same thing up there, books, green books, and the two Hager horse heads, and these angels over here. And I brought up, as you could tell, 2 green radios and 2 red radios. So this is something I thrifted, a really pretty pearlized reindeer. I think you can tell by those huge, elaborate antlers. This, I think, was thrifted too. Pretty sure. A couple years ago. And just found this beautiful votive just the other day. Really was happy to find that. And there's the other deer and another thrifted votive I just found. I love the old little greenery sprigs. I'm going to put my light back on. Now you can see it. So let me show you the flame. It's very red. Not showing up red, but you see how red the plastic candle is too. The whole thing glows red. It's just really nice. You can find them on Amazon, and green ones too. Yeah, I was thinking about getting some green ones. Little greenery there. Love the little glittered and flocked big berries there, or ornament balls. Same with this, glittered ones. One of the votives. Norm bought me a male and female. The male was over on the other side. He's huge. On the same bottom shelf here is this one. So here's the female. Sorry to break them up. And our newer light from Wild Vintage Collective that's a drip glazed bird. I have shared that before with you. And this is what I just found for $3. Oh, unbelievable. A Viking Amberina fairy lamp or angel lamp. And I do have one of those. That's the reason why I bought the red battery votives. I didn't want a yellow flame in this Amberina one. I wanted to use it for Christmas, and I wanted it to look very red, and it does to us. You're seeing a different yellow glow there that I sure wish you could see what it looks like. It's really neat. I'll take the light back out. That looks pretty. So I have shared this thrifted crazy drip glaze square item. I think I do want to show you with the light on though, because it's really unique. It's a very olive green and white drip. So crazy. But I do have a lovely scented candle in there. Smells nice. We've had this very large female deer, doe, is that what you call a female deer? A large brass one that is very cool. I don't recall how long we've had it, but it's been quite a few years, and I never really had anything to go with it until just a couple months ago at Wild Vintage Collective. They had a grand opening and we went to that, and this was only $12. We were very, very surprised. Just seemed crazy. The blanket actually is a lid, so I'm not sure what you'd store in there. You could probably sneak a little candy in there or something, but it is unusual. I didn't look it up, but it's a very nice piece that goes with the female deer. Beautifully done. So I was pretty thrilled. That's neat. I had mentioned in years past that I purchased those pillow covers on the internet, like eBay maybe. Really, really cheap. They're nicely made, beautifully made. There's so many women doing that. It's so nice if you happen to own a couple of 16 by 16 or 18 by 18 square pillows and you just want to change the covers. So I have done that in the past. They're very sweet trees and they work all through the winter if you want. They would even be very sweet for Valentine's Day because it's pink. On the sconces on both sides, I did put a couple of these newly found, very cool, long ornaments that are just plastic at the Shalom thrift store. A bag of green ones and a bag of red ones. We were pretty happy about that because we were just looking for those two colors. Some of my candle climbers or candle huggers that I have shared with you in past years. I haven't added any more than those two mice that were in the window. That's the only ones I've added to a collection. I don't really have anywhere else to show them, but I did decide this year to use 4 of our green lucite candles that we've had for many, many years. I did not pay a fortune for them. Nope, they were so long ago that we found those. But I kind of have been a little hesitant to put the taller candles in these sconces. I've typically wanted to use short ones just because it seemed like it was a little overpowering for them, but they're fine. They're doing just fine. Lucite candles are heavy too. So this year I decided on the shadow box. It would be fun to just put mostly angels. There's a couple of carolers on the bottom there, those two boys, but they were the right size. Oh, there's carolers on both sides too. The little ones in the middle, far left and far right. Yeah, they're carolers too, so it's both. But it was the size I was looking for that would work out. Now this is really crazy. What I had fun doing for this plant stand. It was so fun. But first I'll just show you the repeated plastic ornaments. So cute. These little gold hooks I've purchased on Amazon at least 2 years in a row because I use so many of them. I just love them. But now I found a whole bunch of packages of them in silver and gold at the Goodwill. Oh boy, I bet they were a lot cheaper. But I didn't need any by then. So there's a pair I've shown you for quite a few years of elves. And those are two odd ones, but they sure go together cute. Similar size, so it worked well. Would have been nice to have the mates to both of them, but I was still happy to find those. Now, I just thrifted this cactus. I couldn't resist. And then I went nuts putting a little piece of furry, sparkly garland that happened to come in another glass container. I thought this was so cute. It came in a pot with white gravel glued in, which I didn't want. So I did carefully pull it out of the pot. And luckily it held on to the metal stem, the bottom of the cactus. So it's very easy to put in some beans in that little pot. So here's one of my bigger deer that I thrifted, and there's another one down there. They're good size. From, I think that was the Salvation Army, yeah. So I just have so much of this greenery that I've thrifted over the years and purchased some little berry sprigs from Hobby Lobby. So I've matched it on both sides in vintage drip glaze planters. Lots of nutty greenery, nuts and berries that I just love, the fruit ones. So these are all vintage pots, typically McCoy. Some could be Hager. I think mostly McCoy though. And that one's a drip glaze, of course. So I had a lot of fun doing that. I just added the deer this afternoon. I thought maybe that would be cute too. Yeah, it's pretty festive. It could be whole planter that I have shared with you over the years. And so I thought I would have some fun with the desk here. Thought it would be fun to dress it up with an old placemat that I have a few of. Used to use them years ago. Typically, I was over at a Kmart store that was in our neighborhood here. It was the only little department store, like a Penny's or whatever, in our city when we moved out here 35 years ago. So I used to always go over there to find out what holiday vinyl placemats they had, and I would always buy at least 4 or more for the family, and I used to use them instead of the little quilted cloth ones. So this is a wind up mailbox that you saw me thrift in a little YouTube short video. I thought that those snow people with their funny hats was so cute. And I'm not remembering what song that played. I just thought it was very sweet and very reasonable at the Family Pathways in Wyoming, Minnesota. So that is a vintage mug, and I love candy canes like that. Just thrifted this cute little plastic frosted ornament tree, but I thought it was so cute. And I just found him too. I don't remember the price, but he is also musical. I love the fact that he's kind of looking up. He's probably a Taiwan. But look at his hat, comes all the way around. Yep, that's all. He's adorable. It looks like he's got slippers on. I couldn't resist him. He was pretty cute. And I also couldn't resist this adorable little tin. It's got the cutest print on it. I really like tins, as you can tell. And this was at my brother's house. It was his. It's the cutest little, tiny little hand stapler. Swing line. I don't know the age of something like that. They're so cute. So I thought I'd throw him on here too. And this was a splurge from Wild Vintage Collective from Molly's booth. I've talked about Molly and her great items. This was, like I said, it was a splurge, but it was a gift from Norm. I said, oh, is that ever sweet? Oh, that's so sweet. But I said, you don't have to get it, Norm, please. I'm just saying it's really sweet. I'm going to put the light back on for you. It was pretty clean. Little stars on it. And I love the fact that it had a deer on the top. Norm's mom and dad had something like this. I don't know what theirs looked like, but I know that they had a very big Christmas card list, and they kept it in a box like this, so they might have had something very similar. So that was very sweet of Norm to get that for me. Oh, there's the fun soldier that Norm got at Family Pathways. He's only got the print on the flag on one side. That's why we were facing him that way.
He's such a handsome guy.
So colorful.
He reminds me
and
of me.
The thing is, I looked him up on the internet. I looked him up on the internet, and
Peggy's ignoring me.
Quite a few for sale. But most of them, I think I might have only found one that worked, that was new in the box, but all the others said they didn't work. So I didn't have high hopes for this guy.
No.
I didn't think he was going to work after you got some batteries in him.
All right, well.
Oh, see? He's starting on his own now.
He's got a mind of his own.
Yeah, he just keeps playing. And they said the arm... They said the arm is the hardest thing to get to work.
A little 3-in-1 oil.
Yeah, that's what he needs.
Maybe 4-in-1.
But the arm just doesn't want to go up on its own. And everybody said the same thing. They either said that or they said it didn't work. But they were asking an average of $25 or more.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
But there was quite a few of them for sale.
Well, what do you want for $5-10?
And I don't recall his name, what he's considered.
Let's call him Red.
Yeah. So here's what we put out for goodies. I love finding these cookies. I'm sorry if you are having a hard time finding them. I have managed between some stores and thrift stores to find these this year. These are all new to me. Sometimes they end up in a baggie with other things. And there's real candy there. These are sweet little tiny miniature things that I collected years ago. And this tree dish, tiny tree, and a slightly bigger one over here are my newest splatter little dishes. Got them last year, and I think I intended to show them for January, and I don't think I got around to it. I don't know if I showed that last year on the table here or not. So you have seen my two big bell dishes. That one over there is in green splatter, and this one is in red and gold splatter. But I've been trying to purchase from Hobby Lobby or Menards whenever I find cookie ornaments that are snowflakes. I'm just thrilled. Now all of these that have red on them, the red and white, they were Hobby Lobby, and I was fortunate to get them even when they had started their sales. That's great when you can get them half price. Super, or more. So these I've had for quite a while. I love this little tidbit dish. Those are more, they are not the soft plastic ornaments. They are, I don't know, more of a resin. They're heavier and they're really hard and breakable, I think. I haven't broke any, but peppermint candy kisses. They smell so good. I don't know if I've shown you this one. It actually has berries at the bottom of it. It is more of an orangey red, unfortunately, than some of these others. I think it is anyways. Seems to be. Some more Hershey's peppermint and dark chocolate combination. Love those. Those are my favorite. And I love that tree and this tree over here. 2 bells, 2 trees, 2 little trees, 2 holly, 3 holly dishes. I left off the sleigh. Last year I had some mixed nuts in the sleigh. And again, I put some of my vintage greenery underneath the glass. That's a lot of fruit. I think that works out. Very fun. Lots of fruit. Oh, and I didn't show, I did put my 2 little Avon mice, Christmas mice, over there eyeing the food. That's where they'd be if they got in the house, right? Yep. Norm and I thank you very much for all of your wonderful support all year. You are so fun. We just love your kind, funny messages. When you tell us what you love to collect, it's so interesting. We appreciate you taking the time to write to us. I try very hard to answer as many of you as I can, and I have friends that I stay in touch with every day, and my sister, so it does get to be very time consuming. If I was actually going to try to send a thank you to all of you every day, I hope you will accept my thank you in these videos and let you know that we just truly, truly appreciate your friendship. We wish you a very blessed Christmas, and we are also wishing you good health and much happiness in 2024. Thank you again. You take care. Stay well. Bye now.